How you guys doing? It's me, Michael Kuttleman, of the Now with me, Dragon Family. If you didn't know, you know who I am, right? Right. I just did a video earlier today.
These guys are pretty good. Want to grab a table?
Right, talking about Hollywood Arts, the TV show. Right, where I go into detail what I think about Hollywood Arts. Right. I'm not going to explain what I think about in this video because you're not going to figure out that. But however, we are going to talk about something else. Right. But it has different types of sodas. Things like, that's right. And when I say sodas, I don't mean drinks. I mean cereals, sodas. I don't mean
Carry you away.
'40s, the 1950s, 1960s, right? Serialized specials. Stuff like the Batman, stuff like Flash Gordon, stuff like
His right hand.
Buck Rogers.
It's just harmless.
No, look again. It's a pattern. Repeats like a musical phrase. There.
That's hardly definitive.
No. Just wait.
A B A
This is
B
him outside his house.
A B A B.
He's at Andrews Air Force Base.
That's what it looks like he's doing, right?
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, I was looking at the
What
show.
happens whenever he's on camera?
I'm
Whenever
watching.
he knows the world is watching.
Anyway,
It's the same stuff
that's what I was
over
saying,
and
right? Superman, right? Most TV shows started out as serialized TV specials, right, before they become realized shows, or they didn't become specials. Yep. Well, maybe they only had one episode, maybe they only had two, maybe they only had three, maybe they only had four, maybe they only had five, maybe they only had six, or maybe they, you know, the 1950s Superman started out as specials, then it become a full-sized series, when the first ever TV shows to become series. But
Just yet.
but Flash Gordon went on to become, you know, the Flash we know today. But Flash Gordon, you know,
What do you want to know?
How he died. Did you ever meet him?
I'm in desert.
Was he ever present during any of your interrogations?
Okay. No, I never met him.
Flash Gordon made none other than the series, the one, the only Flash. Without Flash Gordon, we wouldn't have regular Flash. But without question. But think about that. We're talking about TV specials, but we're also talking about the fact of a lot of things here. This is history as we know it. But of TV specials. I don't talk about TV on my channel, and that's, I guess, a good part of my channel, and I like talking about things like that. The 1940s Batman here, that I have, right here, 1940s Batman, I love him, but I'm not watching episode 2 of that right now. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Right. Just put out by Mill Creek. Right. And boy, can you tell this is from the 40s. This is from 1940 to 1943 to I think 1941, I think. Yeah. And of course, you got 19. To 1950. Yeah. But there's a whole bunch of different serial specials. Right? You got stuff like Mighty Mouse, right? Which of course the original Mighty Mouse was, a serialized special. Right? We're talking about serialized TV specials. But the mouse everybody thought was on cocaine when it first aired. But that is the point of this video. Serial specials. But Mighty Mouse was a bunch of serial specials. Then later on in the 90s, it would become a regular TV show. But Mighty Mouse was a superhero mouse, a reputation of Superman, the first reborn version of Superman. Well, aired in the 50s, I think. 50s or 60s, somewhere around that. Yeah. Anyway. Then, of course, these are TV specials. And I don't mean specials in the sense of, like regular specials. I mean like specials in the sense of, like, serials. Mini episodes. Next up is none other than the one, the only. That's right, we're doing a whole list of mini spreadsheets. We're doing all these. Okay. Ghost. Ghostman. Yeah. Ghostman and Hawkman. What? No, not Hawkman. Ghostman and Birdman. Ghostman and Birdman. Right? Ghostman and Birdman. What? Now that's more 70s, but that is a serial special. Right? It started out as serials, so that is serials. Then later on, Birdman would get his own TV show. Get his own TV shows. Regular TV shows, not the serials. But that is everything about short-lived little TV shorts. Serials would, of course, later on become miniseries. But that's a whole video by itself. Peace out.